Hello, teachers. Welcome in. What a beautiful Thursday it is. Thankful for daylight savings time, I guess, spring forward, and it's still daylight outside here in Georgia. Thank you so much for being here for our final teacher hangout time on a Thursday night for quite some time. So we do this in the spring and we do this in the fall. We like to give you a lot of value, and then we want to invite you to join our communities. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a second, but I want you to come on in, say hello, let us know where you're watching from. I'm going to grab down here so I can see your comments coming in. So glad you're here. Christy, so good to see you. Hey, Tara, I'm so glad you're here. But tonight we're going to be talking about how to double your sales in 2 months to make extra money as a teacher. But what if you're not already making money? Don't worry, I've got the solution for you as well. But we're going to talk about how to double your sales and make more money. Now, if you're making $50 now, let's work on making $100 in the next 2 months. If you're not making anything, let's set a goal for $50. If you're making $5,000, which some of our students are, let's set a goal for $10,000. And I want to show you kind of the process of how to do that. I'm going to give you the 4-step process here tonight, and I'm going to give you a little proof and a little example of what I did in the beginning of my business to make this a reality. So I'm not just kind of making these things up. I have used these strategies again and again to help my business flourish and to help over 3,000 other teachers' business flourish as well. So thanks again for being here. I am so thrilled that you are here. Let's get this party started, though. I want to go ahead and share my screen with you, and let's get chatting. But before we get into the good stuff, I want to make sure you don't miss anything we got going on in the next 2 weeks. We want you to join us for what we're calling the Total Teacher Transformation. It's a free 4-day video training series that's going to teach you how to make more income as a teacher, even if you're not making any income right now, in addition to your teaching salary. Teachers should not have to have a side hustle, but the truth is that we do. And teachers are doing everything from being DoorDash drivers to selling for MLMs and so much more. And I'm going to give you in this video training the 10 ways that our teachers are making income online, and they are working less and they are making more. All you got to do is go to caseymorris.com/training. And let me get in the middle of this circle here to get registered for that. Plus, tonight, right after this live, so it's 7:32 p.m. I don't know where you're watching, but I'm on Eastern time. So at 8 p.m., in about 20-something minutes, I'm going to be going live in our brand new Total Teacher Transformation Facebook group. And inside that group, I'm going to be teaching everyone tonight how to take whatever you're passionate about in the classroom, outside of the classroom, how to figure out what that is, and then how to make money from it. All you have to do is go to caseymorris.com/connect to get inside that Facebook group. If you're on the wait list for the Facebook group, we'll get you in there before 8 o'clock tonight. We are nearing 2,000 teachers in like 3 days in that group. It is absolutely insane. Teachers from all over the world. I am blown away by our teachers from Australia and the UK that are joining in. It is a beautiful thing, guys. So make sure you join us, caseymorris.com/connect. We'll put the link in the comments down below. Team CEO Teacher is on deck, making sure that you get all the links that you need. And then if you want to join us for our 4-part video training series that starts next week, March the 23rd, you can go to caseymorris.com/training. But let's get this party started so we can talk about the reason that you're here, okay? I want to say hello to you guys and see. Hey, Caitlin, thanks so much for being here. Stephanie, I saw that you just joined our new group. You have a name of someone that I know. So I saw your name and I thought, oh my gosh, it's Stephanie. And then I looked and you're a new Stephanie. So nice to meet you. Leanne, I hope I said your name right. I'm glad you made it too. Hey, Jamelia from South Florida. Hope it's warm where you are. Teresa, good to see you. Cindy from Texas. Carmen from Texas. Julie, Amy. Wow, there's a lot of you here. Thanks for being here. So here is a little backstory. I hate when people tell you what to do, but then you don't know if they really know what they're talking about. So I wanted to give you some cold, hard numbers, okay? Teachers don't like to talk about money, so if this makes you a little uncomfortable, then I'm sorry, but I feel like it's important, especially if I'm going to be teaching you how to make more money, that you see that this is a real thing, that these 4 steps I'm going to give you actually work, okay? So after I've been doing this online for a few years, my second or third year, I can't remember exactly, I made $6,545.55 online while I was still in the classroom. I felt like the 55 cent was important because, you need to know all the deets in order to understand this equation. That was babysitting money for my husband and I. That was us taking our kids to their first hotel, and we went to the beach. That money, $6,545, in addition to my teaching salary at the time and my husband's teaching salary, was life-changing. What would you do with the extra $6,000? I mean, it was like that breath of fresh air. We got to kind of take our head out of the clouds. We got to get that heavy burden off of our chest. And I remember thinking, darn, this feels so good. I want to make this even better. I want to see what I can do. And so I would drive to Valdosta, Georgia, which is about an hour from where I live, and I would go to Books A Million. They don't have a Barnes & Noble there, but they have a BAM. They have a Books A Million. And I was too cheap to buy all the books, but I would sit on the floor and I would read about something that could help me make my business better. And it was called search engine optimization. It was how I figured out how everyone that had been doing all of this a lot longer than I did, how they became successful. And I thought, oh, well, I don't have all the experience, but I need to figure something out. So I read SEO for Dummies. I read everything that there was to know. And the next year, so $6,545.55, I learned all the things. And the next year, while I was still a classroom teacher, I made $95,000. That is not including my teaching salary. That is just selling things online. And that was about year 3 in my business. I'm actually on year 8.5, almost year 9. But that was insanity. That was, let's go to the beach every weekend. And we did there for a while. That was paying off credit cards, feeling like I had freedom like I had never known before. So I know money is a weird topic for teachers, but again, the truth is teachers they should be getting paid a lot more than they are, but they aren't. So I made it my life mission for every teacher in the world, if they so choose, to be able to make the income that they deserve, but also while at the same time still fulfill their life's calling, which is making a bigger impact around the world and giving them the freedom that they deserve. We shouldn't be tied down to just what we are in this little box to do. Now, if you want to stay a classroom teacher and still do this, you can still make $100,000 a year while you're a teacher. If you're like, Casey, this year has been hard, I'm ready to get out, then I can help you do that too. My goal is not to take great teachers out of the classroom. It's to help you live the life that you want to live. So let's talk about what that could look like to you. So I want you to tell me in the comments what that type of freedom could mean for you and your family, and what is your ultimate goal in all of this, whether it be financial or it be freedom or it be more impact. What is your goal in all of this? So how to double your sales though in a very, very, very short amount of time. So in 2 months or less, you need a strategy. And here's where the 4-part system comes into place. First, you have to set a real goal. And this is what we've been told. We've called them SMART goals, as teachers. We've told our students this, but yet we don't apply the same standards to ourselves. Now, you may think this is underwhelming right now. Okay, Casey set a goal. Wow, that's what you're going to tell me to do. But did you do it? Have you done it? What are you doing right now? Are you on your phone? Get out your notes app. Get out a pencil. Get out a pen. Let's set a goal. And I don't mean I'm going to lose some weight in the next 2 months, or I'm going to make $10,000 in the next 2 months. I want it to be very, very specific. So if you're setting a goal to lose weight, I want you to tell me you're going to lose 1 pound a week for the next 8 weeks. And then in the next 2 months, you're going to lose X amount of pounds. So if you're going to do this for your business, I want you to set a real goal. So if whatever you're making now, if we need to double it, I need you to tell me down to the cent how much money online that you want to be making. And then I want you to tell me the date in which you're going to have that by. So today is March the 17th. I'm not wearing any green. Whoops. And 2 months from now, so May the 17th, I will be making X amount of dollars. And then I want you to tell me how you're going to make it, which brings me to my next point, which is you got to make a plan. So we set our goal, very, very specific, and now we got to make a plan. Now, back in the day, my husband and I struggled extremely. If you haven't heard our story, I struggled through postpartum depression. We were 2 broke young lovebirds living in a 1-bedroom trailer where we had to take a hairdryer to an air conditioning every night just to thaw it out so we didn't have to sleep in the South Georgia heat. And we knew about struggle. And that was something that I look back on and I'm so proud of, but it taught me a lot. We were on government assistance, and if we had a phone bill coming up and we didn't have the money, we had to figure it out. We had to make a plan. And let me tell you, my best plan ever is a yard sale. Maybe that's a Southern thing. I don't know. Let me know. Do you guys have yard sales everywhere? But I had to do a yard sale. My best friend is the queen of yard sales, so I would like to partner up with her. But no matter what it was, I knew how much money I had to have in order to make that bill payment. So I knew that I needed to sell X amount of dollars in order to make that bill payment. And I tried to gather things that cost more than what I needed, because at yard sales, people like to give you less than what you want for stuff. So you have to make a plan. So if you're going to tell me how much money you're going to make, then we got to work on making a real plan that's going to work, okay? So what plan, step by step, could you take? Now, I'm going to give, if you're like, okay, so the reason I'm watching this is because I need you to give me a plan. I got you. That's what step 4 is. But now we need to make the rest of what that's supposed to look like. Some of you are sharing that you made a vision board. Yes, vision boards work. I can tell, I can still see my first vision board. Everything on it has been accomplished, and it's so exciting. Vision boards really do work. So I love that you guys are sharing. You want to retire early, 10 years or less. Robin, I love it. Oh, Kimberly said $534.25. Thank you for making a real goal. Freedom for me looks like helping support my family. Keaton, yes, yes, yes. So we got to make a real plan. Now, remember that yard sale. I want you to think about that idea, but what plan can we make for you as an online teacher selling something? And it all starts with what you're passionate about. I don't want you to sell someone else's stuff. I don't want you to sell something you hate. I don't want you to do something that you don't enjoy just so you can make money. That is not what we're doing here. You're going to have fun. You're going to find your calling in life, and you're going to go full force at it. And it's going to light something inside of you like a fire that you have never felt before. And that's a feel-good feeling right there. Okay, so set a real goal. You guys are doing it in the comments. Thank you. Then you've got to make a real plan. If you have no idea where to go, I got you. If you're like, okay, Casey, I'm going to start making a plan tonight, and I'm going to start reading this book or start listening to the CEO Teacher podcast, I like your style. Number 3 on how to double your sales or your salary in 2 months or less is target a term and compound interest. Now, here's where things get questionable if you have no idea what I'm talking about. But I mentioned that word SEO, search engine optimization. I got really, really good at it. Now, if you know anything about compounding interest, if you invest, you put money in, and over time, the interest compounds on top of itself. And by the end of, 10 years, you have a lot more money in there, but you only started with something really small. And every time you kept compounding interest, it ended up growing into something magnificent. And this is the part of the puzzle that people miss. Guys, you don't have to be the fastest or the smartest or the most tech savvy. That has nothing to do with our teachers that are making over $100,000 a year. All I need for you to get really good at is finding out what you're passionate about, your main thing, as Dr. Stephen Covey calls it, and then compound interest, which means we're going to work on being consistent and persistent. If you can promise me you're going to try, I can show you a path of consistency that will get you there. I can't tell you how often we get comments on social media. It says, Casey, I've been following you since 2014. It is insane to see where you were then and where you are now. If you want to go back and watch those YouTube videos, I invite you to go have a great laugh tonight over a glass of wine or coffee or whatever you want to do, because it is hilarious. But what my team and I did, and back in the day there was no team, is that we decided to target a term, which we had no idea was going to be how to help teachers make money at the time. But from that, we compounded interest. So we're going to be consistent and stay persistent in our pursuit of making extra money online. And that is where true magic happens. You know that you can't get abs I can't get them in a year. I've been, 9 months. I had a baby 9 months ago. Getting abs is hard. You don't get abs by going and doing 1,000 crunches every day for 2 months. Maybe for 2 months, but for a month. You just don't. It takes time because you have to compound the interest. So it's part of a habit and a routine that you do over and over again. Plus you incorporate other habits in your life, like eating better, that help you get the result that you want. And it's the exact same thing with making money online. Do you want to look at me and say, Casey, I want to make $100,000 a year in the next 2 years? Got it. Let's do it. I know Tara's watching. We're going to do it. So Christy has one of the most amazing businesses ever. I know she's watching this. She's got a brand new baby and she is bringing in the dough. She is doing so well for herself because both of these amazing women, they found what they were great at and they went all in. Tara, for example, is great at helping children with autism. She is Autism Little Learners. And Christy DeRoche she is amazing at digital journals and digital calendars and everything that deals with planners. And she found what she was great at and she began to compound the interest. And now she's enjoying a sweet brand new baby and living her best life. Living her best life. Okay. And then finally, step number 4 is to join us in our Total Teacher Transformation Facebook group. So again, I'm going live in there in about 15 minutes and I'm going to help you make your plan. Find out your main thing. Take whatever you're passionate about in the classroom or maybe out of the classroom. Let's say you're like, Casey, the classroom doesn't bring me joy, but I like to garden. I can even show you how to make money from gardening, and it doesn't have to do anything with the classroom. This online game wants you to play, and all it cares about is the people that are passionate. So whatever you're passionate about, let's say you want to sell real estate. I have some people that come in and say, Casey, I left the classroom, became a real estate agent, took your strategies, and I am doing so well for myself. So just join us in that Facebook group right now. Go to caseymorris.com/connect. And tonight we're going to be finding out, I've got a questionnaire for them. Plus I'm giving away $100 if you can guess the secret word. My kids had a PTO virtual meeting the other day and they spelt out a secret word and we were all glued to the screen. I was watching the video like, what is the word? I'm very competitive, if you can't tell, and my kids are too. So they had to figure out the secret word to make sure you watch the entire video. So we're going to be giving you a secret word tonight, only you're going to have to unscramble it. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. And if you do that, you can win $100. So forget if you don't want to make money online, just come hang out with us and you might make $100 in our giveaway. And we might teach you a thing or two too. So caseymorris.com/connect to join us there. We'll approve all of you before 8 p.m. And then make sure you join us for our brand new video series training called the Total Teacher Transformation. It all starts March 23rd through the 26th. You're not going to see me again until late fall 2022 because I only do this twice a year. I help teachers, I teach them, and then once we bring you into our programs, we do our real total teacher transformation, and we teach you everything we know. We love on you, and we enjoy our families over the summer, and we relax. So we want to make sure that we get all of you in while we can. So where do you start? Again, going live at 8 p.m. in that group, and then our video series training. We can't wait to see you there. Let me figure out how to get my face back on the screen. There we go. But thank you so much for joining me over the last couple weeks as we've gone on this journey of figuring out kind of what we want to do, even if it means, doing that on our spare time so that we can provide a impact and income for our families like we never thought before. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you in just a few short minutes. And as always, remember that the best is yet to come. And I'll see you soon, friends. Bye, guys.